Well, hello, and thank you all so much for joining me online today to talk about how we can use technology for learning. I'm working hard here in Washington, D.C. to help make sure schools like yours across Washington have the tools and resources they need to teach students like all of you with the most updated technology available. So I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the best ways to do that here today. So let's get started. I'm going to ask a question, and whoever answers it, if you could start off by briefly introducing yourself. So my first question for you is, what do you think about using digital textbooks for learning? Some of the advantages and disadvantages over printed textbooks.
Hi, Senator Murray. I'm Austin Smith from NACEL. Um, I think one of the big advantages to using digital textbooks would be that it solves the problem of carrying around a bunch of heavy books all the time, having to carry them home and such. But one of the big disadvantages I found is say you're starting something in your book, but you're on page 600 or whatever, say, and you're using a digital textbook. If you don't have your bookmarks saved, then you have to flip one page at a time all the way to 600, which would be a big deal because it would take a lot of time. But otherwise, I think digital textbooks are a great thing, especially for our school with all these iPads. It would be good. Uh, so that's just what I'm thinking. Grace, what do you think?
Hi, I'm Grace Zimmerman. It's my opinion that we should use digital textbooks as well. The only disadvantage I can think of personally is that some people I know have eye problems and maybe staring at a screen versus a textbook, paper and printed. Maybe it would be harder to read or harder to see or just hard on their eyes. But there are a lot of advantages, more space in lockers, less textbooks, and you wouldn't have to carry the books around. So,
What about editing? If you can't, like flip a page or mark a page or write in it, is that a problem for you?
It's not a problem for me because I just open a Word document and just like copy and paste the page numbers that I need and just like type notes on it, so it's really easy and simple. It's all there on the computer. I don't have to like take out a piece of paper or in a pen just writing down like have so many loose leaf papers everywhere. It's just really convenient.
Okay, so it's just as easy for you as a regular textbook.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask another question. Do you think that your school district should require each high school student to take an online course in order to graduate?
Hi, I'm Lacey Jones, and I'm from Kelso High. Um, it is my opinion that we should not require the classes, but they should definitely be offered to students. Um, if you require the class, then every student has to live up to the expectation to take the class and to pass it. And some students just don't work as well with a computer as they would with a teacher. So, but if you offer them, then students who are wanting to take classes that aren't necessarily offered at the high school can do that. Or if they need credit retrieval, that's definitely important too.
I'm Justin Roberts. Before getting this question, knew nothing about online classes, and in looking at it, for college, there's a lot of what are called hybrid classes where you see face-to-face, but there's also a large online part of those classes. So for college-bound students, I think that they definitely need the skills to take an online class, and they should have that experience, but I don't think it needs to be required necessarily because not everybody is going to go on to college and go on to taking those kind of classes.
Okay, but you think it is important for students to have the option and to learn how to do it online too, right?
Yes, it's definitely important for that opportunity to be available.
Okay, great. What technologies should we be using more in our schools? What do you think's working well? What's not working so well?
Yeah, pretty much just the software that we use. It's really good software. Like we get Photoshop, we get InDesign, which is a template building software, and it's really helpful for like our projects. And one of the projects that we did this year was we made our own magazines, and like the computer was our life pretty much. We depended mostly on the computer for not just that project, but like every project this year. So it was.
Hi, my name is Wendy, and I would like to add on. What I think, like some of the technologies that we use are the softwares that are on the computers, like they said, the Photoshop and InDesign. And one of the good things that I like are the gadgets on the computers, where you have a clock, and like one of them were news feeds that come in, and they show us news from all over the world and keeps us connected. So we know what's updated, like what's happening in the world. And I think that's one of the great things about the laptops.
Okay. Anybody else want to add anything?
I wanted to add that with the laptops that we have now, giving every student a laptop would give them a chance, like Lupe said, being a 24-hour student, and it would help us like experience what college may be like, because like we were taught, they don't make you do the work, you do it on your own time, you manage your time, and I think that helps us prepare for the future.
Good point.
My name is Alex, and I do my background is more in technology and server security programming, and the technology that I see a need to be more in schools is server training and training in Linux-based servers. That's a special OS, that's operating system, that's better for servers.
The Linux system?
Yes, that's I've been a part of Cyber Patriot this year, which competed in the finals in Cyber Patriot finals in Washington DC, and I've had to do some server configurations and settings and make sure that the server is online and working. And before this competition, I never had any experience or hands-on training in doing this. So as businesses grow and they get they're started, they need somebody to look after their computer systems, their cash register, databases, and many students that get out of high school don't have this hands-on training. So if we get more servers and hands-on training in school, students can be better prepared for the future as they get out to find more jobs. And as I saw in statistics, we need more jobs that have to do with security and training and servers. So the more people we have with knowledge coming straight out of high school, the better they will be prepared as they get out into the workforce.
So you're looking for something that more relates to what you might be able to do as a job once you get out of school and graduate, and the Linux system is part of that?
Yes, that's part of it. There's also the Windows system, but most, around 70% or more, servers are based on the Linux system, and that's very complicated for some people to start learning.
Okay.
So the more training we get early on, the better.
Okay. Do your teachers know how to use it?
Not really.
You might have to train them.
This is a new thing that we started this year. Cyber Patriot was new into our schools this year, and prior to that, we had no training in the Linux system or servers.
Okay. Next question to you is, do you think that every student should have a laptop?
My name is Pamela. I'm a sophomore. I believe every student should, because, for example, at our school, only the freshmen and sophomores have laptops, and the juniors and seniors, they kind of envy that. They wish that everyone could have laptops because they need them just as bad as we do, even though we do projects year long, But seniors, they'll need it for senior projects. If juniors need it for other big projects they do that are just important as ours. And I think that some students don't have the income to get, they don't have resources at home to get laptops and stuff, so it's good for the school district to provide that.
My name is Guadalupe Reynaga, and I wanted to add, I think that every student should have a laptop because it's really helpful. It allows us to be a 24-hour student and communicate with our teachers better. And it has really good programs where we could actually finish projects. So, yeah.
I'd like to add on. My name is Rodriguez. I'm also a sophomore here. I believe that the intention of having every student to have a laptop is a great idea, but specifically at our school, since it's our first year and we're still learning everything, the idea that every student is mandated to have every laptop shouldn't be enforced that greatly, because students like myself, and I know a few others, don't want to have the school laptops because we have our own personal laptops that we can bring to the school because we're more used to that. And I understand that the school wants to have make every student have an equal chance and put them on the same playing field. But I believe that having every student to take a laptop when they don't want to is somewhat unfair. But I see that giving them a laptop is a great use because it also gives you accessibility to social networking between students, and it gives you more access to different programs, like what Lupe said, and how Pamela said that it's great for us to be able to do more projects at home. And it makes us more responsible for ourselves, giving us so that we don't have to give excuses saying that we can't do work or anything because we don't have a laptop. The laptop is a great introduction to this year because every student now has the capabilities to do as much work as anybody else. And it's a great idea, but hopefully in a couple of years we'll get it down to perfectly right.
Laptops are great, and definitely, I mean, technology is advancing like, wow, so fast in this world today. And just like Alex said, when we're getting out of high school, I mean, there's a lot of jobs that require us to understand technology and stuff. In fact, I do currently have a job working for a nonprofit that helps people who aren't computer literate to learn simple things like how to close a web browser once they've opened it. And however, just to answer the question more directly, I believe that instead of giving people laptops, that a much simpler tablet-based device like an iPad might be the correct answer. Like, if every student was given an iPad, there would be less of a chance to goof off in class. You know, they can't just open up one tab, oh yeah, I'm at the right website, teacher, and then switch to another one, because they can't multitask. So you can also design things
you mean
very
on an
easily.
On an iPad, it's easier to do that or harder to do that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. No, it's iPads and tablet-based devices, like, you know, the little touchscreens, they can't do that. Like, they can't multitask. They can only run one program at a time. And I feel that though that may be one of their technological downfalls, it is incredibly useful in education. Other things, they're very powerful. I read a study that said that 35% of iPad users have actually almost stopped or severely limited their use of a desktop computer. So, I mean, it's not just, you know, it's not just a little toy. We can use it. We can design programs for it. We can do all sorts of things. We can do multi-OS web-based education, ebooks. Basically, it's limitless what we do, but just for the sake of the students and efficiency, I feel that a tablet would be more useful.
But do you think all students should have a tablet then? Should every student have access to some kind of access to be able to get on the internet?
Yes, ma'am. I definitely do. I feel that in the future it will definitely happen and that this is where we're heading right now. And, I mean, we can do it whenever, but I feel that the sooner we do it, the better, because it definitely helps students.
Are there a lot of students today who don't have access to a tablet or to a PC?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I was on Cyber Patriot too, and one of our members of our elite Cyber Patriot team didn't even have a computer at his house.
All right, let me ask you then, should we consider using games for learning?
Hi, I am Michaela Brown, and I think that we should consider using games for learning because it really depends on the type of game, like strategy games and puzzles. Those would be great for schools because it really stimulates your mind to think and to get you problem solving. Generally, schools don't get you problem solving because they're focused on getting memorized for history and math stuff. And I think the most problem solving we do in school would be in math, which is like equations and those type of problems, but that's not really getting us ready for the real world and those type of problem solving situations. So I really think that we should consider using games for learning.
Okay.
And I'm Tyler Bounds from Evergreen, and absolutely we should use games for learning. People have used games such as hide and go seek and tag for hundreds of years to teach survival tactics. And because of these games, the previous generations have survived, and it continues to affect our current standing. So it is also a well-known fact that people learn best if they are enjoying what they're doing, and games do exactly that. They provide an immersive simulation that people can overcome challenges and obstacles with, and in the process of doing so, develop qualities and skills that are real-world applicable, such as determination, creative problem solving, and teamwork. These skills and qualities, though, they're not stagnant. They don't only apply to games. They also apply to schoolwork, chores, jobs, work ethic, and they're all improved. So yes, if used properly, games would be the most powerful teaching tool that any educator could use.
Excellent point. I like the fact that you have said that this has been going on for a long time. It's just a different way of using games. So great answers. Should cell phones be used for learning?
I'm in Manu Jama. I'm a sophomore year, and I had that question. And my answer is yes, because I'm talking about smartphones, and if you have a smartphone, it's likely that you have internet in it, and you could, like my history class, we use a lot of technology, computers and stuff. So we do a lot of research. So if you have a smartphone, you can go to Google and do a lot of research, just like the same way you would do with a laptop. So the answer is yes. Also, another way that it could benefit us as students is the applications on the phone too, because the phone has a lot of application. Like in my music class, there's this application where if you want to know how to play guitar, you don't have to go to the internet to check it out. This is just application in iPhones and Blackberries. You just go there and it shows you how to do it, and it really gets you in tune with that. Also, yeah. And also in the applications, there's calendars and alarm clocks and stuff. And even normal phones have that. It doesn't have to be smartphone. Normal phones have calendars and alarm clocks. And you could, alarm clocks keeps you on time. Also the calendars too, it reminds you where you need to be at what time.
Okay. Great response. All right. Finally, let me ask, when you think of how technology is used in schools today, tell me what's working well and what is not working so well.
Good morning, Senator Murray. My name is Perry Knowles from Columbia High School. When I think of technologies that work in the classroom, one of the first things I think of is a projector and an interactive whiteboard. These should be necessary in every classroom because they can help with the communication to the students. Another device I think works really well are interactive clickers like this that students can use to enter answers from homework or to interact when a class wants to review. And they also work because you can see your test scores and they can help a teacher go back and see what they need to improve on. I also think that laptops are important because they allow many computers to be accessed in different places, but the problem with them is that they can become outdated and slow. These are my opinions from things that I see in school.
And I'm Kayla from Columbia High School, and I have to agree with Perry as far as the advantages go, but there's also some technology that doesn't really work throughout our school. I've noticed that not all of our computers have updated software such as Microsoft Office and other programs that we could be using, and so many students from other classes have to enter another class just to use the correct version that they're looking for. And also, just with kids growing up with technology now, and we're so much more familiar than our teachers. And so some teachers I know in our school don't use updated technology, and so it's better to have the teacher be more comfortable with interacting and engaging the kids with technology, and so that the kids can learn better.
So do your teachers know enough technology to help you with everything you need, or do you think they need to be trained more?
I know a few teachers that don't really use it.
Yeah.
Some of our teachers are very capable of interacting with the technology, but others I think might need to be trained a little more, because certain teachers, like, they will set up documents or Google documents for the entire class and have every student go into the Echo or go into Google Documents and work off of that template or that worksheet, online worksheet, or the online textbook. But others will pretty much just say, all right, here's what we're doing. Google what you need to do. Set it up yourself, because like they don't know how to set up a Google Doc. So let's say set up your own Google Docs and just submit it to me, which that also is like a way of learning, but it'll probably just be more convenient and easier if like we just had our teachers set up our own Google documents and schedules and agendas.
I really appreciate all of you and your ideas today. That was really helpful, and I want you to know I'm going to use some of your thoughts and ideas here in Washington, D.C. because we've got to get this right. Technology and computers can't just be the names of classes that students like you take a few times a week. They really have to be infused throughout the school day and beyond. Before we wrap up, I do want to let you know one thing I am doing here in Washington, D.C. to help make technology work for all of you. I'm working very hard to pass a bill called the Attain Act, which would help schools across our state afford to purchase the technology they need for their students, and it would help our teachers understand how to use the new technology in the most effective way possible. I think this will do a lot of good, and I'm going to fight hard to pass it because I believe that technology really can help customize learning for each and every student in the classroom, which, as you probably know, is especially important in schools where classrooms are getting bigger and bigger because of budget cuts. Technology is a big part of your generation's lives, and we need to make sure it's a productive part of your school day as well. So thank you all again for that great conversation, and good luck with the end of the school year, and I hope you all have a great summer vacation.